Good morning guys, how's it going? James here from Audio.etc. An interesting video for you guys today. It's nothing to do with the Corvette or Jess's RAV4 or anything. I'm just using a bonnet as a table at the moment because literally everywhere I've got is taken up. So today I'm running an experiment because as some of you will know, fuck that buzzer, it's so annoying. I'm about to turn it off. So I'm running an experiment because, as I was saying, some of you will know, a good friend by the name of Simon Wright sent up his SMD DD-1 from Dunedin down south because I haven't got one and I've been privileged enough to use it to tune the amps, pardon me, in that Corvette. But what I want to do is, because this SMD DD-1 is a distortion detector, and I want to do a versus test with the SMD DD-1 versus Rockford Fosgate C.L.E.A.N Setup. I don't know what C.L.E.A.N stands for. I remember it's an acronym. If I find out what it is, I'll chuck it on screen. But basically, yeah, they work the same way. You have a head unit plugged in to an amp playing a track with no speakers hooked up, and first of all, you find the maximum output of your head unit without clipping. Once you've done that, you tune the gain and see where the clipping starts, and you turn it back a wee bit. That's how you do it. So what I want to do is have the SMD, and this is my Rockford Fosgate P1000 X1 BD, which I had in my Lignum powering my 215s, and it is a beast of an amp for 1000 watt, but it's got the Rockford Fosgate C.L.E.A.N setup in it. So you'll see this SMD one, we've got a signal, a 40 Hz detect, a 1 kHz detect, and a distortion LED. This one is a slightly different setup. It's got an input clipping LED just down here, and then if you take this cover panel off, where all the controls are, we've got an output clipping LED separately. So what I'm going to be doing is using a 40 Hz test tone off the Rockford Fosgate setup disc. It's a 40 Hz tone at 0 dB. I've got it playing on my old Pioneer, what is it, a DEH X9550 BT, I think is the model number. It's one of my old stereos that had my Lignum, also another really cool unit, X9550 BT, awesome stereo. But anyway, so what I've got set up, by the way, I've got the battery charger hooked up to a battery for the power supply, so we've got some decent current flow, hooked up to the amp and the stereo. The SMD is set up, we've got the input coming from, channel A or the positive side of the amp, and the negative is just clipped onto the heatsink of the stereo since it's all negative anyway. So what I'm going to do is we're going to, I wonder if this is set up best. Yeah, no, because we want to see the input clipping LED first, since that's what we're testing. The first thing we want to do is test for the input clip. So I'm going to slowly turn this up, and we're going to see when it starts distorting. Basically, this is just a test to see which of these two systems is more accurate or more sensitive, or I'm not even sure, just to see which one comes up first, or if they're exactly the same or what. So, let's see. Nothing yet. Okay, at 37, the signal LED lights up on the SMD. That's the first thing it picks up. At 41, we get 40 Hz detect. So the SMD knows we're playing a 40 Hz tone. So the next step is going to be distortion. When does it detect distortion? I'm doing this one volume click at a time. Oh, we got a little blip of distortion there from the Rockford Fosgate. Just a little light. Oh, there's another one. Another one. You may be noticing as I turn this down, watch this one. As I turn it up, oh no, it's not doing it anymore. That's weird. There's another one. We're getting little blips of distortion as I turn the volume up. Okay, we're on 61, and I think the maximum volume for this stereo is 62. 61, everything is all clean. If I go to 62, we get input clipping on the Rockford Fosgate and distortion detected on the SMD DD-1. So they're exactly the same at this point. 61, it's all clean. 62, we get distortion and input clip there. So what I'll do now is I'll tune it back to 61, since we know that is clean. And I'm going to slowly start turning the gain up on the amplifier, and we'll see when the output clip LED lights up and the distortion detection on the SMD DD-1. I have no idea what to expect with this, guys. I just wanted to make this video because I thought it would be cool and an interesting comparison. since they're relatively similar systems. Funny, I don't know if any of you guys have noticed this before, but when distortion starts happening on Rockford Fosgate amps, I can actually hear a very fine buzzing inside the amplifier. It's probably just current going to the LEDs or something. Oh, this is turned off. There we go. Okay, so the first thing, if I go very slowly, first thing we get is flashing blue on the Rockford Fosgate. So the Rockford Fosgate has a couple of different LEDs. It's got a blue and a red in here, and only one on the SMD. If you're playing a test tone, this actually tells you what you can do. Blue is good, blue red is bad, and full red is bad. So far blue, we're okay. I might just get my little flat blade. Let's just turn this up really slowly. And I want to put this up here where we can see it all. Okay, so we've got blue, a wee bit more, blue, red. Is there anything on the, oh yeah, we got red there. Hold on, let me just fix this because I can't see what I'm doing with the angle this is sitting on. Okay, now this is a bit better, we can see what we're doing. So we've got distortion on the DD-1, let's turn it back a wee bit. Still there. So it looks like the first thing we get is blue on the Rockford Fosgate. The next thing we get is distortion from the SMD DD-1. And then after that, this LED changes to blue-red, and then eventually to red. That's full gain right there. Can you guys hear that clicking? It's very, 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 very close. Like, because the blue LED on this doesn't mean clipping. The red does. So I don't see clipping on this until about there. There the red LED is on. But I think it looks like the SMD DD-1 is picking it up just a tiny bit before the Rockford Fosgate. Because they were exactly the same on the input clip side of things, but when adjusting the gain, there is a tiny difference between the two. See, there's the DD-1, and there is the Rockford Fosgate. There's actually quite a big difference between gains on this if you think about it. See, like if I make a wee mark on my amp here, see, like there's distortion. Oh, we've turned off. Turn it back a wee bit. There we go. That's clean. Make a wee mark on my amp here. And now if I turn it to where this distorts, about there, back a wee bit. Now, I'm not sure if the GoPro is going to pick this up, guys, but you may or may not be able to see those two marks I've made on my gain there. That's the difference between them. The first one was where the DD-1 picked it up, and the second one was where the Rockford Fosgate picked it up. So yeah, there you go, guys. I think that is a pretty definitive result. There is, what do I do with my flat blade? So yeah, there is a small difference between the SMD DD-1 and the Rockford Fosgate C.L.E.A.N. There you go, definitive result. The SMD does pick it up slightly before the Rockford Fosgate. And I think, I don't know what I've done with my flat blade now, but I'm pretty sure, I'm still not sure if you guys are hearing this, but there is a really quiet buzzing sound coming from the amp when it starts distorting on the DD-1. About there, and the DD-1's starting to pick it up, and it's not until there that the Rockford Fosgate amp calls it clipping. That's interesting. And by the way, I've got the punch EQ right down, the filter is open, the infrasonic filter is off, all the settings on the stereo are flat completely. There we go, guys, that's a result. So just to reiterate, like confirm in order of what it sort of went like, the first thing that happened, for the input clipping, they were both neck and neck, absolutely no difference. But with setting the gain on the amp, the first thing that came up was the blue LED on the Rockford Fosgate amp, but I think that one is just to tell you that you're getting close. And then the DD-1 came in first for picking up actual distortion, and then slightly after that, the Rockford Fosgate amp picked it up. And there we go, guys. That's pretty much what the point of this video was to test. Some of you out there may be thinking about getting a SMD DD-1 or a Rockford Fosgate with a clean setup. The clean setup are awesome. I've used them so many times. They're great for setting, like helping you set the gains on the amp in your car. And it's like, you know, what's a good way to put this? Like, Rockford Fosgate make great amplifiers, and when you buy one that has this clean setup in it, it means that you know you're going to have perfect sound output with like zero clipping, as long as you play good quality tracks to a certain volume, and you don't have to spend a whole bunch of money on buying yourself an SMD DD-1, which you may only use once if it's just for an amp in your own car. So yeah, definitive result. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you next time. Kite Ano.